Over the festive period, me and Mrs. Bricker took a trip to London. Among many things you'll be able to see in a festive vlog that is coming out in a couple of days' time. And whilst we were in London, something we always do as Mrs. Bricker is a fully fledged Disney adult, as we take a trip to the Disney store, the only Disney store here in the UK, which is quite remarkable. And we were hoping to pick up a couple of sale items, but it didn't quite work out like that. A lot of the items that we saw were full price and things that we could potentially pick up in Disneyland when we go in February, and hopefully you'll be able to see that on the channel. Although I don't quite like the idea of bringing that Paradise Falls jar back on the plane. That may be one we pick up before then. It didn't take me long to find the Star Wars section, and in the Star Wars section, a lot of figurines. There was also a remote control Lightning McQueen, which I definitely had my eye on, and I absolutely love the look of this original packaging Buzz Lightyear. How cool does that look? I think it would be fantastic in the Lego room. You've also got the evil Emperor Zurg as well, but I really do like that Buzz Lightyear. It's one that I potentially would look at getting, or certainly dropping hints to Mrs. Bricker to grab eventually. She tried to see if there was a snake in Woody's boot, but as you can see, no volume, and it didn't quite work. So we moved upstairs to the Star Wars and Marvel section, and you may have already seen this in short format on the channel, the giant R2-D2. No brick count on this, not unlike the Lego store where you would see the brick count on the very bottom. There wasn't a brick count for this R2-D2, but there was a lot of bricks that went into it. And the giant Kylo Ren and Sith Trooper were really nice as well. And there was a Lego section in the Disney store, and what I did find really interesting, it was very sparse. There was only one set per set, as you can probably see from the camera, but there were a lot of retired sets in there. You've got the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is already retired. You've also got the AT-AT as well, probably one of the last AT-ATs that you can see in a store at the moment, and I found it really fascinating sort of area. You've got the Onyx Cinder in there, which I think is a fantastic set and definitely one to pick up if you haven't already. And that buildable Chewbacca again has already now retired. Really interesting sort of mixture of Lego sets there. Some really hot right now sets and some sets that are already retired. So quite an interesting looking store. And unfortunately, some of those Lego boxes were a little bit scuffed up. You may have also seen this video on the channel in short format already, which is the Squadron set. And there's some really cool ships in here. And I really love what they've done with that TIE fighter by pulling it apart and having it resting in the snow. I think these ships are really cool, and I just don't need to be collecting another nerdy venture, as it were. I've already got enough on my plate, but it didn't stop me eyeing up the lightsaber hilts. These look absolutely fantastic, and we're actually cheaper than this Mando and Grogu figurine collection. I really like the BB-8 that they had in the corner. It was cordoned off, and you've got Rey there as well, and a big Star Wars LED sign. I've got to say, it was a really nice experience. The shop was fairly busy as it was Christmas, and there were still some of the Christmas decorations on display, if you can call that TIE Fighter present bauble a Christmas decoration. We've also got the Lego Thor there. You can see some of this in the vlog that we've got coming over the next couple of days. So make sure you're following or subscribe so you don't miss any of the festive fun that happened, as well as all of the great Lego stuff that we've got coming on the channel in 2025.